Hey there, folks. Welcome to the vocabulary lesson. This is the 19th vocabulary lesson. And now, the newest vocabulary word, which is independent. Independence and independently. So now, I want to start off with independent. Independent, free from outside control, not depending on another's authority. The study is totally independent of central government. Synonyms: free thinking, individualistic, unconventional, maverick, free liberated, bold, free spirited, unconstrained, unrestrained, unfettered, untrammeled, unhampered, undisciplined, wild, willful, headstrong, contrary. Entrepreneurs are independent spirits, not depending on another for livelihood or subsistence. I wanted to remain independent in old age. Synonyms: self-sufficient, self-supporting, self-sustaining, self-reliant, self-standing, able to stand on one's own 2 feet, self-contained, self-made, informal, living on one's hump. One has to be very careful about offering money to proud and independent old folk. An independent person or body. That is a lesson in independent thinking. I am learning how to be independent. You are a successful, independent, responsible man, not influenced or controlled by others in matters of opinion, conduct, etc., thinking or acting for oneself, and independent thinkers, not subject to another's authority or jurisdiction. Autonomous, free, and independent businessman, not influenced by the thought or action of others. Independent research, not dependent, not depending, or contingent upon something. Something else for existence, operation, etc. An independent person or thing, a small privately owned business. The conglomerates are buying up the independents, independent of, irrespective of, regardless of, independent of monetary considerations. It was a promising position. I'm 44, independent, free, a slave to no man nor monkey. In his very first independent play, he answered the scorners with scorn. In Hungry Howie's Pizza and Subs, this franchise store is independently owned and operated by Deerfield Beach Power Foods Incorporated. Independently. Next, I am learning how to live independently. I have to learn how to live on my own independently before I can start my new life. I need to learn some other things before I can live on my own independently, in a way that is free from outside control or influence. The government must prove its ability to govern independently. To govern independently. Synonyms: alone, all alone, on one's own, in a solitary state, separately, singly, solitarily, unaccompanied, solo, unaided, unassisted, without help, without assistance, by one's own efforts, under one's own steam, single-handedly, off one's own bat, on one's own initiative, autonomously, as one's own boss, informal, by one's lonesome, informal, on one's Todd, on one's lonesome, on one's Jack, on one's Jack Jones. Formal, severally, he prefers to work independently. Antonyms: accompanied, jointly assisted, without outside help, unaided. Disabled people living independently in their own homes in a way that is not connected with another individually. Decisions are made independently of consumers. The independently run museum receives no public funding. The figures have been independently audited. Audited? I don't know. Audited. Audited. That's a hard word. Never heard that before in my life. Information for those who are traveling independently. Why should each of us independently spend time creating the same course? Independent students, independent young married people. Independent means all alone. 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 The 6 times here. Independent means all alone. Independent means all alone. Independent means all alone. Number 9. Independent means all alone. Number 10. Independent means all alone. And the last time, I'm going to say this again for the last time. Independent means all alone. You're going to live by yourself independently. That's all alone. And then, independent study, there was a result. People do independent studies. People are trying to live independent by themselves. I am living in a good independent life. They were only partially successful. Independence was not the same as democracy. He is learning independence about buying the good food. Independence. There's a holiday called Independence Day for the 4th of July. The month is in July. The fact or state of being independent. Argentina gained independence from Spain in 1816. Synonyms: self-government, self-rule, home rule, self-legislation, self-determination, sovereignty. Never heard of that before. Autonomy, non-alignment, freedom, liberty, rare, autarky, the struggle for American independence, self-sufficiency, self-reliance, self-support, self-sustenance, self-standing. I've always valued my independence. Also, independency, the state or quality of being independent. The state of wanting or being able to do things for yourself and make your own decisions without help or influence from other people. As a manager, he is known for his independence of mind, financial, personal independence. Today, we celebrate our Independence Day. That's from the movie. It's called Independence Day. There's this UFO had destroyed New York City. Professional independence, freedom to make laws or decisions without being governed or controlled by another country. Organization, etc. Gain, win, declare independence. The country gained its independence in 1991. Grant, give, guarantee. Independence. The new government will break up state-owned monopolies and guarantee the central bank's independence. Whether lists were from family or friends, they challenged the sense of independence. Independent true statement. I'm going to explain to you about that one. This young autistic boy is not independent. He can't live on his own until he needs practice. He needs to learn how to do the dishes. He needs to learn how to do laundry. He needs to know how to do chores. clean around the house, fix things around the house, and then you got to pay the bills for the house. Those are the few steps that he has to learn before he can be independent. Learning how to live independently, it just takes time from little by little. Practicing how to live independently with so many major responsibilities, that's just the way it is in life. People has to be independent. Young kids in their latest teens, youngest folks in their early 20s, the mid 20s, and the late 20s, they will get married by living independently. Independent means all alone. Independent means all alone. They will get married by living all alone. They will get married by living They will get married by living all alone. And now, they will get married by living independently, which is all alone. I had translated that vocabulary word for you, so in that way you can understand it. All right, folks, that's it. The lesson is over.